Hello again, all you amazing people. Welcome to another episode of Walking and Talking with Jerry K. I am your host, Jerry K. So come on and walk with me. Let's get those steps in. So today's topic is going to be an interesting one. As you saw in the title of this video, it's entitled, I'm a liar, and so are you. So you might be wondering, how could I be so pretentious as to call you a liar? I don't even know you, right? Well, I think once I get done with this episode, you'll have a much better understanding of exactly what I mean. So, first off, also, I just want to mention, it's kind of windy today, so if you all of a sudden hear a bunch of like wind sounds, my apologies. Unfortunately, certain things I cannot control. That happens to be one of them. So, back to the topic at hand. I'm a liar and so are you. It's a pretty brash statement. However, the reason I wanted to talk about this is I believe that one of the things that's happening societally is people aren't being honest. And I don't necessarily mean with other people, although that too is a pretty big problem. But what I'm actually talking about is being honest with yourself. I think one of the things that has been happening is people are becoming so self-centered in their lives that they're kidding themselves, in some cases, about their own existence. One of the most dangerous things to do in life is to be dishonest with yourself. That is definitely a dangerous proposition. Why is it so dangerous? Because the human mind tends to start believing what it's told all the time. And fiction can end up becoming your reality if you allow it. Because again, remember, the more you tell yourself something, the more you will believe it. Even if it's not true. I do some coaching on the side, and with some, I've got a small client base, and doing life coaching. And I've had some of the people that I coach actually say the words to me, I'm a good person. And the funny thing is that, not that I would disagree, but they're trying to convince themselves of that fact, even though it might not necessarily be 100% true. And I don't mean that like they go out of their way to try to be mean to people or anything like that, but let's be realistic, okay? In this day and age, there are certain criteria that I think a person needs to meet to be able to genuinely call themselves a good person, okay? I don't think a good person goes out of their way to try to hurt other people. But I also think that a good person goes out of their way to try to help people. So let's say that you're not necessarily trying to do anything to hurt anybody else, but you're also not really doing anything to try to help anybody else. So maybe there's a little question there about the goodness of your person, the goodness of who you are. I think that a lot of people are fooling themselves. They're fooling themselves with things like, things that really don't make any sense to fool yourself. They've convinced themselves that the daily habits that are killing them aren't really affecting them badly. They're ignoring the things that they could actually change about themselves, or change about their routine or their habits, or those type of things. They're ignoring them as a way to pretend that they don't exist. And I'm sorry, but lying through omission is still lying, okay? Especially if you're doing it to yourself. Just doesn't make any sense. You need to be able to get in touch with who you are, be honest with yourself, and really be mindful of who you are, what you're about. Because otherwise, what you're going to wind up doing is lying to yourself. You're going to concoct a reality that isn't actually real. And that can all be done in the mind. The mind is a very powerful and strong thing. And it can be a tool, but it could also be a weapon. And unfortunately, a lot of people's minds these days are being used as a weapon, but it's being used as a weapon against themselves, which is just, to me, it's a travesty. That most of the issues that are out there these days, they're self-imposed. And if that's the case, if an issue that you're experiencing is self-imposed, it means you do have the ability to correct it. And so that's really what this video is about. This video today is going to be to encourage you to, number one, stop lying to yourself, okay? Stop lying to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Really be willing to look at who you are, what you do with a critical eye. And what that means is really look at it. Don't just accept something because it's you. You know, that's the worst reason to accept something that you shouldn't accept, is to be like, well, you know, I'm the one doing it to myself, so I'll accept it. No, if anything, it should be just the opposite. You should be able to be more critical about what you're doing and critical in your own eye than anybody else. And we all know it's very easy for people to be critical of others, right? And a lot of times those same people that are very critical of others, they would never criticize themselves at all. And the problem with that is that if you're not willing to take a critical look at yourself, again, it means you're just lying to yourself. You're fooling yourself into trying to believe that there's things about you that you want to be true, but they might not be, okay? And that can be dangerous for a person. It's important to know who you are, to be honest with yourself. And the main reason is that if you ever want to have any kind of healthy relationship with anybody else, you darn well better start that healthy relationship with yourself. And that starts with honesty and trust. And you need to be able to be honest with yourself and trust yourself. If you cannot, you're going to have problems with relationships for your entire life. And if this sounds like something that's, if the things that I'm saying right now are resonating with you, then maybe it's time for you to take a look. Or resonating with you about somebody else that you know, someone that you care about, someone that you love. It might be a time to really take that critical look and do a life review. You know, see if what you're doing is what you should be doing for you. Okay, I'm talking about for you. Being honest with yourself about who you are and what you do is a very critical aspect of self-development and self-improvement. You got to be willing to look at what you're really doing without trying to kid yourself, without trying to fool yourself, without lying to yourself. Okay? And I believe with all of my heart that if you want to be the best version of you, if you want to be that person that people want to gravitate towards, if you want to be that person that people trust, that when they think of someone who is trustworthy, someone who is honest, someone who is dependable, someone who is all those positive words that we use in our vocabulary, if you want to be that person, then be that person. But do understand, it does take effort. It does take effort on your part to be that person. But like anything that takes effort, it might not be easy, but it is definitely worthwhile. So get out there, get your steps in, drink plenty of water, be honest with yourself. Look at yourself with that critical eye, and if there's things in your life that you know you need to change, stop fooling yourself into believing that it's okay to accept it from yourself. You know what? It's okay not to accept it from yourself and to improve yourself. Alrighty? So I'm Jerry K. I hope you guys have a great day. Please like, subscribe, do all those things that you know we need you to do to keep this channel going. Please share this information with others. And like always, we will catch you on the next video. See ya.